Hello and welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. My name is Julie Hoglin and I am the creator and founder. This podcast covers every aspect of conscious leadership and the Conscious Leadership Code. And if there is a particular example or angle or subject you would like an episode on, please reach out and let me know and I will create it specifically for you. Hello Conscious Leadership listeners. This episode is around role creep and job creep, which is a bit of a strange title, but that's what happens within organisations and of course can happen when we are working in our own business as well, to ourselves. So let's get into this. So what is role and job creep? And are they the same thing? They're similar concepts, but they have slightly different connotations. And if you are managing individuals, if you have a business where you employ people, this is really important to understand and know because it can have huge consequences. So let's look at role creep. Role creep refers to the gradual expansion or change of an employee's job responsibilities, or duties beyond what was initially intended or agreed upon, and it usually refers to the gradual increase of responsibilities within a specific role. Now, I just want to define the word responsibilities within this context. Responsibilities are your duties to do, and when you are employed, we have a responsibility to provide to the employer what we're paid to do. Having a conversation around this last week with somebody who had been employed to do a job. They had their job description and they actually believed that some of what they had agreed to within their job description, they shouldn't be doing. Somebody else should be doing them. So my response to that was, well, you've signed the job description. It's not really up to you to choose which bits you like to do and which bits you don't like to do. So that incident wasn't about job creep, but because they hadn't been managed particularly well, part of their responsibilities were not being completed, which was causing a massive issue for the organisation and for the rest of their colleagues. So not only can jobs creep and roles creep, they can also, like creep as in increase, they can also creep and decrease. So on the other hand, job creep refers to the gradual expansion or change of an employee's job responsibilities or duties that lead to an employee taking on new roles or responsibilities that are not part of their original job description. They can happen due to the employee being given new responsibilities or taking on additional responsibilities outside of their role. And this can happen for various reasons, such as changes in the organisational structure, new demands from customers or stakeholders, or the employee's willingness to take on additional tasks. And quite often, as in the case that I have just described, other employees take on the additional tasks when they see somebody not doing them and they care enough to take on those tasks. So there is a lot of management involved in making sure that people are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Performance management, enabling performance, is key, absolutely key for business and organisations and individuals. So taking on additional duties is common when individuals want to progress with their career and gain promotion within a company. It's normal. Or to learn new skills for use outside the organisation. So as much as this is about job creep and role creep, internally, there are benefits externally as well for the individual, as long as they see it. In summary, role creep refers to the incremental expansion of responsibilities within a particular role, whereas job creep refers to the incremental expansion of responsibilities that lead to the employee taking on new roles or responsibilities that are not part of their original job description. So there's similarities and differences. So let's have a look at how it can happen. So role creep can happen in a number of ways. Gradual inclusion of additional responsibilities. An employee may begin taking on additional tasks or responsibilities without being formally asked or receiving proper training or support. Over time, these tasks may become a regular part of their job, and the employee may not realise that they are outside of their original job description. Now, job descriptions will never encompass absolutely everything that you are supposed to do within your role, within the job, and there will always be a phrase such as, and any other duties commensurate with the post. So bear that in mind, but this is different. When jobs and roles creep, it's different. It's an almost unintentional result of something. So lack of clear job description. When a job description's not well defined or not regularly reviewed, it can be difficult for employees to understand what their specific responsibilities are. And this can lead to confusion about what tasks are expected of them, and employees may begin to take on additional responsibilities that are not part of their job description. Clarity is key. Organisational changes. Changes in the organisational structure, such as mergers, acquisitions, or downsizing, can lead to employees being asked to take on additional responsibilities or to work in different roles. This can happen suddenly, and it can happen without proper communication or support. So if there are changes occurring, it's really useful to look at them, plan them, get involved, look at what's going on, look at the results of what's going on, and be as flexible as both the organisation and the individual can, even when something is imposed on you very quickly. New demands. The demands of the business may change over time, and this may require employees to take on new responsibilities. Remember, businesses survive and services change. For example, a new product or service may be introduced, and employees may be asked to take on new tasks or responsibilities to support it. Job creep refers to the gradual expansion or change of an employee's job responsibilities or duties that lead to the employee taking on new roles or responsibilities that are not part of their original job description. This can happen as a result of role creep. It can also happen if an employee is given new responsibilities that fall outside their role or takes on responsibilities that are not part of their role. And again, organisations, individuals do this. Sometimes it's planned and sometimes it isn't. An employee can see something not being done and just take it on board. For example, imagine an employee who was hired into a customer service position, and this is common. But over time, they begin to take on additional responsibilities such as training new employees, creating marketing materials, and sometimes even managing other employees. This is common for a customer service position, in my experience. It grows, additional duties are handed over. That comes back to the original basic job description. So the employee is now taking on responsibilities not part of their original job description, and their role has expanded beyond what was intended. So I was thinking, there have to be benefits to both creeps, right? There has to be. So here they are. Increased job satisfaction. Employees may feel more engaged and satisfied with their job as they take on additional responsibilities and gain new skills. This can lead to increased motivation, productivity, and promotion internally and also externally. Flexibility. Job and role creep can make employees more adaptable and flexible to changing circumstances and business demands. This can be beneficial for the organisations that need to respond quickly to changes in the environment, market, or new business opportunities. And it also allows the individual more choices and opportunities as they have increased knowledge and skills. Career development. Job and role creep can provide individuals with opportunities to gain new skills and experience, which can help them advance in their careers. This can be beneficial for both employees and organisations, as it can lead to increased retention and employee engagement. Improved productivity. As employees take on new roles and responsibilities, they may be able to identify and address inefficiencies or areas for improvement in the organisation. And this can lead to increased productivity and cost savings for the organisation and provide the individuals to develop new skills. Cost effective. Job and role creep can be a cost-effective way for organisations to address staffing needs, as it allows them to utilise existing employees rather than hiring new ones. And of course, this allows individuals to be valued for This allows individuals to be valued for the diversity of their skill set. It's important to note that these benefits can only be achieved if the job creep and role creep are completed in a well-managed, well-communicated and well-supported way. If not, it can lead to negative consequences, which could include burnout, decreased productivity, and employee dissatisfaction, which very often results in phrases like, "I'm not paid to do that." Role creep and job creep can negatively affect both employees and organisations. For employees, it can lead to, as I've mentioned, increased stress, burnout, and dissatisfaction with their job. And for organisations, it can lead to decreased productivity, increased costs, and employee turnover. So to prevent both creeps, it is important for organisations to have clear and well-defined job descriptions, to communicate changes in job descriptions, and to provide training and support for employees as needed. Now, clearly there is a lot more to job creep and role creep. This is a short episode. There'll be an article on the website if you want to look at this in words, as well as listening to it. Conscious leadership through and through. As much as it is very much focused on self-awareness, it is also about business awareness and how and why things happen. If you have any questions, once again, if you have any questions, reach out. Please contact me. I'll be very happy to help you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Conscious Leadership Podcast. And if you have found it useful, please leave a review. And if you have found it useful, please share it with others that will find it useful as well. If you want to know more about my publishing, please follow me through to the Amazon author page. And if you would like to follow me on any of my other social media channels, please do, which also includes a YouTube channel.